Hey there guys, just doing a video on the shipping container I just had delivered to my house earlier today. Just wanted to do a little video on it. Why would I buy a shipping container? No, it's not for the zombie apocalypse or a bomb shelter or anything of that nature. I purchased it specifically for storage. I have a family member moving down, and for the cost of them to actually store their stuff in a storage facility, it's over $100 a month, and it's just way overpriced for the time they may need to stay, and they may need they might need 2 units instead of one, because this is a, what is this? This is a 22 by 8, so to get that much space out of a storage facility, you probably need 2 or 3 units, and at close to $100 a month, you're talking $300 a month, and in a couple of months it's going to add up. Where this was $1,700 delivered to my house and dropped off. Basically, I'm making this video because a couple of tips I learned along the way when buying these is one, don't waste your time making a landing pad for it, because when they drop them off, how they drop them is they bring them in on a flatbed and they lower the one end so you can put, as you can see, cement slabs on that end, and then they gradually pull it off of the bed so you can lay your bricks, your cement blocks or bricks, whatever you're using, as they go, and then they finish it off and you just put your slabs down. So you don't even have to measure. I took the time to actually measure, and it was a waste of time because realistically I had to take all that stuff up anyways, because for him to drop it the way he dropped it, and then it's just designed to go as you drop it. So I'm pretty happy with it thus far. Basically, that was one tip. Another tip is watch where you buy them. You really got to search around. Make sure when you buy them you look for something like this one is 20 years. It's got a 20-year warranty. It's airtight, windproof, leak-proof, waterproof. Basically, it's your. This one is supposedly was used only a couple of times before it was actually put up for sale. I think it was used more than that, but for the price point that I paid for, the $1,700 for a 22-footer, it's actually not that bad. You'd be surprised that the 22-footers are actually costing more than the 40-footers because they're just more manageable and easier to place on properties, and less of an eyesore. What I do plan to do with this unit once my family member has used it and moved on is probably move it right there beside my little $300 shed I got from Sears, and probably turn into a garage or something of that nature, because it's the perfect, it's water, it's airtight, it weighs about, I think it weighs close to 5,000 pounds. It ain't going nowhere. I don't care if a hurricane comes through here, it's probably not going to move it. It definitely probably blow my little shed away, but this thing ain't going nowhere. And the amount of space, wood floors, it was definitely a pretty good purchase, and I can make use of it after they're gone. Might put one there, and I might even buy another one and put one over there and put a roof in between them and have like a sally port and 2 sheds on the end. Realistically, it's well worth it, and probably going to end up painting it though, because orange is not the best color in the world in a neighborhood. Might go with a flat tone sand, or dark earth or something of that nature to have it blend in a little bit better, because I do live in a neighborhood, but the neighborhood I live in is a royal neighborhood with no home association crap, so I don't have to worry about that. But I looked at a lot of these things over here, like my neighbor has. He paid like, God, $3,000 for that thing right there. Don't get me wrong, it's nice. It has shingles, it has a wood floor, it has a ramp, it has a door, it has windows. That's nice. But for twice as cheaper, you get that. Come on. It doesn't have windows, but it's solid, and it has a hell of a lot of space, and they're just well worth it. But as I was saying, if you're looking to buy one of these, there's several ways to do it, but there's a place I found out of Georgia that has the best prices, and I really looked. I checked all kinds of ports, and it really, actually, a lot of these companies have shipping containers all over the world. Because especially with the company I bought this one, they've been in business for over 20 years, so they had, when I asked to buy it, they had one right near my home, which the nearest port was Norfolk, and they had a bunch of these there, so it was quite, that's not that far from my house, so it was easy to ship. Even though the company was in Georgia, they had shipping containers in New York, Boston, Baltimore. They had them on the West Coast, East Coast. They even had them overseas. So it was like, where do you want it? When do you want us to deliver it? And how quick do you want it? And it was pretty good. Pretty good experience. I did get offered for the same type of shipping container. It was $1,900, but it was a 40-footer, you know. And it's for $200 more. I could have got a 40-foot shipping container, but I have the space for it, but it's kind of overkill, and it would take away for what I want to do with this one when my family member's done using it. Because like I said, I'm probably going to have it moved right beside my little crappy shed right there. Might even tear that thing down, because with this, that's kind of pointless. I can fit everything that I have in there in this and do more. So, and for what I plan to do, I plan to have 2 of these with the Sallyport type thing going on, and I think I'll be happy with that when in the future when I do decide to get it. But I do like it. I think it was worth it. I was kind of worried a little bit, a little skeptical before they brought it. It was kind of a pain getting into my yard. That's another thing. You got to make sure I do it on a dry day. It rained a little bit, and I lost some of my yard bringing that in. You can see the tire tracks there, kind of killed it. But it still turned out. I'll have to get a hoe and scrape my yard and fix it up, put some sand down and fix that up. But all in all, I still think it was worth it. But there you go, guys, just a little video on my first shipping container, and pretty happy with the purchase. You guys take it easy.